It's an underwater drone. My bad. How did I go so far away? Okay. Our agenda today is to learn new vocabulary to compare functions. That's going to be a handout. For your assignment, I say handout and bookwork, and that's I'm going to go over the handout with you. Then I'm going to say now do page number 1 and 2. Okay, so we're going to kind of do those coinciding. And now I'm ready for number 2. First, I will find slope. So I could count down and over. It's a fall over run, isn't it? It falls some amount and then it runs some amount. But I think it's probably hard for you guys to see and count there. So I think I'll just do the slope formula. So I'm going to call this x1 and y1. And this one down here is x2 and y2. So y2 is negative 13,000. Y1, negative 4,000. So here I am subtracting a negative. The subtraction sign is there and I put a negative in. And then x2 is 120 and x1 is 0. So, did everybody finish that? Yeah. Okay. It's negative 3? Go ahead, Sarah. Tell us what you got. I got negative 3. Okay. I got them. Out of your mouth calculator. He's reaching. I got negative 75. I'm with Travis. I got negative 75. Negative 75. Okay. That's the math. Now I need to figure out how to interpret it. So, interpret. That means we're going to describe it with words. Okay, so it's fall overrun. So fall is the x and y axis. So and did I tell you yesterday that in physics they call change in y, they write it as a triangle? Yeah. I don't want to confuse you guys making triangles, but I know that it's change in y, or the dependent variable, over change in x, the independent variable. And y is the elevation in feet, and x is time in minutes. So we end up with negative 75 over 1. So what do we think?
Miss, I put the submersible flow decreases 75 feet every 1 minute, but then when I did the math, it's like 75 times 40, I only got negative 2,000.
Oh, well, your sentence is right. And then I'll address your math. You got it. The submarine. It's a great sentence. Submersible. I think maybe the difference between the word submarine and submersible is submarine holds humans, and a submersible is anything that can go underwater. The submersible, I'm going to use another good word, descends, or you could just say goes down 75 feet each minute. Does anybody else feel like that's a lot? 75 feet a minute, that's a quick drop. I'm worried about ears popping. I guess that doesn't happen in submersibles, but I don't think there's humans on that thing. You guys hear about that Titanic submarine? Yeah. I just saw it. Alright, so what math are you talking about?
Like to see if the answer is correct. Like I did 75 times 40 because like wait.
Oh, well, 40 is here.
Oh wait, never mind.
Okay. I'm glad you're checking it. It does sound a little complicated.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Alright, so your assignment yesterday was in big ideas math. Did you get so many questions about any of those? Okay, I have a handout for you now that you're going to take notes on. Keep your book out. Keep your book out. Don't put your book away. We need another one. Okay. So last year, I always thought this was a new concept, but I think maybe last year they said they already knew this vocabulary. We're talking about transformations, and I know that curriculum for eighth graders kind of changed. So I'm interested to see if you guys know this new concept. Maybe it's new to you, maybe it's not. Like things changed for eighth graders just last year, so you guys will tell me. The new concept is move, graph, line. So the line is graphed and we're gonna move it. We're moving lines that are already graphed. Put your name on it. We're gonna move lines that are already graphed. A transformation is any change. Let me just look at what I wrote before. I want to see it the best way I can. Any change in a graph's size or location. Any change in a graph's size or location. Okay, a vertical translation means you move a graph up or down. So a lot of times we like to say you slide it up or down, or you shift it up or down. Vertical, we know, is up and down. So a translation is a move up or down. The line slope stays the same. You just move it up or you move it down. A horizontal translation, you move the graph right left. You can move a graph up or down or right or left. Yes. Oh no. Thanks for letting me know right away. Sometimes it's like at the end of class, people will be like, I didn't have it. And then I feel really bad. Wait, did you have a front back? Oh, two people with their That's okay. No, you are. They just got my copy, my original copy. Yeah, you can keep it. I'll just give you it. No, what? No, she figured it out. Alright, a reflection across, you guys know the word reflection? A reflection across the x-axis will flip a graph, flip a line, flip graph, up or down, because the x-axis goes like this. You flip it up, you flip it down. Maybe I should use the photo. So much clearer. Oh, it's starting to look familiar? I was hoping. This would look familiar. Okay, and now a vertical stretch will make it makes the slope more steep. It stretches. It's like a rubber band. If you pull a rubber band up, you're stretching it up. It gets skinnier and taller. So vertical stretch makes graph more steep. So the steepness of the line will stretch up. And a vertical shrink will make a graph less steep. Mm-hmm. There are more formal definitions in your book, but this is your understanding for that. Maybe that's a little better. Alright, so we're gonna make all of these graphs. So the good news is you're still practicing your slopes, okay? S-T-E-E-P, steep. The steepness. There's so many different vowel combinations that make the E sound. E-I, E-A, E-Y. Alright, skill 1, understand vertical translation. So first we'll get into the vertical translation. A number written after f of x will shift the graph up or down. So when I look at number 1 here, it says that we're going to graph f of x. So I'm wondering how successful you can be at making that graph. So we're going to graph f of x. Then we're going to graph a new graph called g. And g is going to be f of x shifted down 7 units. So begin with graphing F. Can you guys graph this line? Where do you begin and what is the slope? Go ahead, don't wait for me. Make your graph right now. If you make a mistake, you can correct it. Which do you begin at the 4 or do you begin at the 3? You begin at the 4. Where's the 4? Is it on the x-axis or the y-axis? It's on the y-axis. Go ahead, make a dot at 4. All right, so for this first one, we begin with a dot at 4. Oh, I can't even read my number. Okay, after you begin there, you move the slope. If it's positive, it's rise over run. If it's negative, it's fall over run. Okay, so from this one, we're going to go, what's underneath the 3? Is it just up 3 forever?
It's a 1.
It's a 1. Good job. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. Connect it with your ID or a ruler. Make it nice and straight. Mine I wish was a little more straight, but I have a hard time getting on my surface. You got that right. Okay, now this -7 at the end, you have to know what those symbols mean. That means move every point down 7 units. So every point just count down 7, and that's a vertical translation of -7. And so this one that we just did, it's S. We can call that one Francis. And we're going to do a new one, and we'll call it Gina. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This doesn't look like 7, but it is. Gosh, it doesn't look 7 down, does it? Just because it's so small. You guys don't really have room for this on your paper. But your new equation on number 1 for G, it's 3x plus 4. Watch. Your new equation is 3x plus 4. It's the F equation, but they put a little -7 at the end. So it's 3x, 4 minus 7 is -3. So G of x has the exact same slope as F of x, but its y-intercept is at -3 because you count down 7. Yeah. What helps is if you have a highlighter, it'll help this point goes to this point. This point goes to this point. Well, it's kind of hard to see because, I mean, my eyes are playing tricks on me too because I see this distance is like 4, but this point is this point. So that's And this point ties to this point, and this one ties to this point. So you have to look at the same X line to see the down 7. Your eyes can kind of shift it a bit. Good question. Who else has a question like that? So if you prefer, did you see the math I did?
Yeah.
So if you prefer to just do the new y-intercept and begin at -3, and then move the same slope up 3 over 1. So this changed our y-intercept from 4 down to -3. That's a vertical translation. And then you can just go up 3 over 1 from there. Okay, if you're feeling good about it, try number 2. Go ahead, do number 2 next. Sometimes it's cool to do like the F in pencil and then the G in like a red pen, and you can really see the difference. But just you can't erase pen, so it's a risk. If you're feeling confident, you can try to do the second one in a highlighter, or do them both in pencil, and if they're right, highlight the new one, something like that. Yeah, you go right ahead. Yeah, you just can write. So I'm gonna do f of x. I'm gonna begin down at -1 of 2 over 1. I should have done that one purple. It's purple on the last one is the original. So, and it helps if you label. So I started at -1 and then I labeled that the F. And now my new one, I take each one of these points and now it's addition. I'm gonna move them up 6. And that'll be my new graph. The math there, I write 2x minus 1 and then I put a plus 6 at the end. And the new equation I'm graphing would be 2x plus 5. So if it's hard to move every point up 6, you could just graph a brand new line. Your new y-intercept is at 5, and your slope is the same, up 2 over 1. Okay. These are parallel. They have the same slope. They're parallel lines. They run like train tracks. And that's actually up 6. And they're 6 units apart. Okay, now number 3, I expect some mistakes because it's a negative slope. So we'll see. Number 3, your line should be going downhill because it's a negative slope. Where do we start number 3?
Other question, is the whole fraction negative?
Yeah, so number 3, in a textbook, number 3 would be typed like this, with the negative sign in the middle. I'll tell you what is wrong. It is wrong to think that the 5 is negative and the 4 is negative. That is wrong. They can't both be negative, that would make it positive. So the textbook puts it in the middle. I say write it at the top. You can't write it in both places. 2 negatives is actually a positive.
So the 4 is
The 4 is positive. Yeah, start at 0 for this one. If there's missing B, there's a 0 there. So I'm starting at 0 and I'm going down So that's a fall. I'm going to fall 5 units, and I'm still going right 4.
But if the 4 was in every when you went left or right.
Yeah. But if the 5 and the 4 were both negative, that would be a positive slope. That's why a lot of times you think you're going negative and you look and it ends up positive. Because you're using negative on both of them. You gotta pick one. So that one goes right through the origin and has a negative slope. Can you do a negative from the other one? Downtown? Yours came out negative. So instead of going up 5, you go down 5. So you still go to the right. Starting at 0, go down 5 and then to the right. Okay, the plus 8. So now this says we're supposed to shift f of x up 8. So my new function would be g of x is negative 5 over 4 plus 8. So now you start up at 8 and you follow the same slope. Fall 5, run 4.
Can you just add pace? I mean, why do you? I don't get it. That last part.
The writing the equation?
Yeah.
Or the drawing the line?
Yeah. Both.
Both? Yeah, so from here, the 0, I went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I do the same slope. Fall 5, run 4, point. Fall 5, run 4, point.
I got the same answer, but I just
What'd you do?
I just asked it.
Yeah. You just counted up 8 on every point? Yep. Either strategy, you can do either one.
I don't necessarily have to hold my.
Not if you have the original here. Because it's the same slope, it's parallel. You can just copy it, 8 up. Yeah. Okay, are we ready? So the next section is about moving things left and right. Okay, up and down is the easiest one. Left and right gets a little more confusing. So skill number 2 is understanding horizontal translations. A number written inside the parentheses after x will shift the graph left and right. Man, this is important. It's always opposite. Who wants to ask a question before I move on to the left and right thing? Melanie, you have a question about up and down?
No, I really don't. Keep it pushing. I'm just keep pushing.
Keep listening.
Yep.
The first time doesn't always click. Look at your book. Maybe it'll click. Maybe it might not go over it. It'll click. Don't give up. That's your course. Don't give up. You guys, can you see the difference between vertical and horizontal? How does it present differently? Look at. Sure. Look at the -5. Look. Here, the number is not inside the parentheses, and here it is. If the number is inside the parentheses, you move your graph right or left. Okay? The numbers at the end, the numbers at the end. All three of these, the numbers are inside. Inside means move right or left. The crazy thing about inside is that it's opposite of what you think. Okay? The word opposite is really important. If you want to highlight the word inside, it's important. It's inside the parentheses. Then you go left or right, opposite. So this means move right 5. Mover. This means move left 6. This means move left 3. Yeah. If it's subtraction, you go to the right. If it's addition, you go to the left, which is very counterintuitive to what our brain would tell us. Our brain, this is opposite of what we would think. That's the way it works. If we did a whole table, I could show you, but for now, I think you should just hear it, be introduced to it, and practice it. So positive is left, yeah, thank you. All right, so same concept. Go ahead and graph your F function. Start at 4. So, listen, y'all. Some of you guys are in this room. You're still learning to graph lines right. Okay, so this is good practice for you because we're graphing the original. Some of y'all are getting your lines graphed right every time. You're ready for something new. So the transformations, those are for you guys. Some of y'all are still figuring out f of x. Some of y'all are ready for g of x. Wherever you're at, try to figure something out. Whether it's f or g. Can you right now graph f correctly? You start at 4. You move up 3 over 1. I don't know how to say anything different. 1, 2, 3. Start at 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You're teamwork, guys. That's exactly it. If we're gonna talk, help each other out. That's all it is. Help each other out. Count 3 once and like this. Move this. Yes. Left, right. Okay. Guys, if you hold your paper right here. Yeah. Move down. All right. So from here, I'm gonna count to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Visually, the left and right is at times easier, but sometimes people see that it's down. It went down a whole bunch. It went right up, but it also went down. How much did it go down? Is that is that y-intercept negative 11, you think? You think so? Who said it? Is that? Does this green go through at negative 11? What do you think it goes through? Negative 9?
Negative 10. At the very end? Like the very, very end? Or dot above it?
1, 2, 3. That's 9.
That's 8. That's 8.
1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. Watch. Watch what I do with math. Okay. This is number 4, right? Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. Okay. Alright. So, if you're ready to start understanding this more advanced new concept, look what I did. Alright? F of x was 3x plus 4, right? And it says to do, Sarah, you see this? Sarah, you see this? It says to do x minus 5. So for the math, if I put x minus 5 instead of just x, I put the minus 5 in. Are you seeing that?
Yes, I am.
You know where the minus 5 came from? From the problem, right? So I changed it from just x to x minus 5. Now watch what math happens. I distribute. I get 3x minus 15 plus 4. I combine like terms, and I get 3x minus 11. And isn't that the y-intercept of the one that we moved to the right? When we counted right 5, we ended up at negative 11. You see how that's working? So our counting is matching up with the math when you plug it in. Okay, try the next one. So when you get to algebra 2, we don't count anymore. It's big numbers, it's decimals, it's fractions, you can't count. The math is more important. So I'm introducing you this, but this is definitely in your history class. Okay, we're showing you both. Alright, I think I probably exceeded your attention span at this point. I'm gonna give you some book work. Alright, I'm gonna do one more. You guys are getting kind of off task. When I'm done with the next one, your assignment is page 259, number 1 through 6. Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you, if you don't have number 5 done, I'm not giving you credit for today's work. Okay, you're gonna be done at least through number 5 before you open your book. Like, I'm having a hard time counting left, so maybe I just prefer the math.
Yeah, this is actually talking about. No, you just not where you just
Okay. Y'all stop talking. This is what I'm gonna do. We have 10 minutes. I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to do this assignment, and then I'm gonna flip and do some more. So you're silent. Stop messing around and do your math. Stop messing around. Everyone has something to do. What's your question? Feel free if you're ready and you understand it. I am gonna do this all of this eventually. I know some students here have already worked ahead. So if that's what's in your heart to finish number 6 right now, then follow your heart. If it's in your heart to do the book work, do the book work. What's not in your heart is talking anymore. Stop talking. Figure something out.
Your heart.
What's not in your heart? Follow your heart.
What? Where do you make that deal? What? That's one thing you expect. Yeah.
You're just gonna write this one is word translation. You're writing words. I think you all have the same question. Nobody knows what to do because I didn't tell you. So I'm gonna take the L on that. Let me tell you what to do here. I'm gonna take the L. Here we go. For the win. the word describe here means use words. Okay. So the original is F. The G is new. What you do is you count the difference. So this from black to red, it went up 2. I describe that with these words: vertical translation of 2. Make an observation and use the vocabulary. This one, there's 2 indicators. When I look at the red box, I see the number in parentheses. A number in parentheses is horizontal. So when you look at the black line, it's starting in the black line, and I go to the red line. I'm going to count. It goes 1, 2, 3, 4. That is a horizontal translation of -4. Visually, it looks like it went up, right? So it can be described in 2 ways. You can see red is either to the left, or you can see red has been moved up. The reason I know it's to the left is because the 4 is in parentheses. After parentheses is up or down, in parentheses is left and right. And maybe you want to write that down somewhere on your book, or maybe on your handout. I just don't. Yeah. Right, look at this. Maybe you want to take a picture and just if it happens after you move up or down, if it's inside, you move left or right. Wait, and it's opposite. Opposite.
Oh, opposite.
That one's opposite. That one's